Welcome to session 3. We are in the beautiful city of Azusa, and I'm telling you, we're gonna have a good time tonight. We're at this amazing coffee spot by the name of Mantra, a real cool spot here in Azusa, and we've got an amazing life group to gather together tonight. Listen, it's all ages, all stages, some amazing people that's a part of our fellowship family, so we're gonna have a good time. And our topic tonight, we're at Commandment 3. We've been talking every week about God's law and how it's really a father's love for his children. This week we talk about thou shalt not take the Lord thy God's name in vain. And I'm just gonna tell you this, it's more than just cussing. I'm not talking about just what to say when you stump your toe. No. It's bigger than that, and it's deeper than that, and I can't wait to take you deeper. So let's jump in, let's go in and meet this amazing life group. They're amazing. Come on, let's go do it. Maybe I can talk them into giving me some free coffee or something. Come on, baby. Hey everybody, welcome to session 3. Listen, every week we're in the middle of this conversation that's continuing where we're talking about the 10 commandments, or as we like to talk about them, the 10, not laws, but the 10 areas of love that God is drawing us towards him and showing us this is how to love, this is how to live, this is how my word and my presence and my name shapes how you live. We're talking about the 10 commandments. This week, it's commandment number 3, law number 3, love letter number 3, thou shalt not take the Lord's, thy God's name in vain. How many of y'all, let's just go ahead and do a survey. How many of y'all think this one is about cussing? Anybody think it's about cussing? Sean, you probably be cussing sometimes too, don't you? Tell the truth, Patty. All right. So I want to start us off with a question. Have you ever had a high expectation for something, and when you got it, experienced it, saw it, it did not meet the expectation? Yes.
The Easy Bake Oven.
The Easy Bake Oven.
Yeah, it looks like this cool thing. You're gonna have, your own personal oven to bake stuff, and it's this little hot lamp.
No, you are so right. And not just the Easy Bake Oven, but the cookies that come out of that thing.
They're nasty.
We got our kids an Easy Bake Oven, and then I'm the dad, so I had to eat it. You know what I mean? Just like that's a good one. Anybody else? Chad?
This past summer, we took a road trip down to the Grand Canyon, and I was expecting this great thing, and it's just a hole in the ground.
Come on, it's the Grand Canyon. Are you serious?
Like 5 minutes, I'm like, great, and I'm like, okay, what's next?
Dude, the Grand Canyon is impressive. Come on, you are not about to sit here and discredit the Grand Canyon. I hate to see your living room.
I was expecting more, and it was
really
expectations.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. No judgment. Although it is a little judgment. But anybody, Janice?
I was just thinking about when we were young and coming out of college and we were so poor, and I really wanted this piece of furniture. I wanted a couch. Finally, I got a new couch. And you know what? It wasn't the big deal that I made it to be.
Well, it's like the thing you always want, and then you get it, and it's like, I actually want something else, or I want something more. It never scratches at it. Anybody else? Charles, you got something? I was excited, and then she came over. And then
so I met this girl on the plane. We were real cool, hit it off real quick. Sweet, beautiful woman. And then 3 hours later, she was crazy. I found she was crazy.
3 hours later?
3 hours.
How long was the flight? And where were you coming from?
It was from here to Atlanta.
So by the end of the flight, you was clear that this is not...
Actually, it was after the flight. 3 hours,
okay.
And then she started texting me, because my mom was sitting right next to me on the plane. So she was cool then.
Oh,
but after that...
After Mama Bear moved,
yeah,
she went a little crazy. Oh, okay. I know nothing about that. I don't know what that's like at all. When it comes to this third commandment, it's really different. I'm like many of you, I thought that it was about cussing too and saying, don't say, oh my God, you know what I mean? And don't say, don't take the Lord's name and just throw it around frivolously. And I guess to some degree it is that, but it's so much bigger than that. It reminds me of this passage in Matthew. In Matthew chapter 7, it says this, verse 15. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. By their fruit you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, by their fruit, you will recognize them. And then he says this, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only who does the will of the Father who is in heaven. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name? Did we not drive out demons in your name, perform many miracles? Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evil doers. He's saying in this commandment, don't take my name in vain. The word vain literally means unreality. Don't take my name on and then it not become your reality. Who I am, my morals, my holiness, my righteousness, my purpose for your life. Don't just take my name and then not live in my reality. Don't take my name and make it an unreality. He talks about fruit going bad. There's nothing worse than having your mouth all set for some guacamole and you cut into an avocado and that thing is bad. Ain't that bad? Like, oh, it is the worst feeling in the world. He's saying, don't be Christians that when pushed, when cut open, you don't reflect the virtues and the morals and the righteousness of God. Don't be a bad avocado. Don't be the kind of Christian that carries my name, but when we experience you, we don't experience the glory of God, the love of God, the shalom of God, the compassion of God. Don't create an expectation by wearing my name and then disappoint the world by not being the salt and light of the earth. Ooh, that was good. Was that good? Yeah. So it's this idea of, we live in LA and it's a big thing around here. They're name droppers. He's saying, don't be a name dropper. Y'all know these people that'll name drop and talk about, well, I know such and I know them and I know that. And then you mess around and meet the person that they talked about and they like, no, I have no idea who that is. I don't know them. You're using someone's name, but you don't have the relationship that comes with that name. He says, don't take my name in vain. Don't have my name and then not take the relationship. Don't live it. And the dangerous thing about this passage in Matthew is that these were people who their works were in his reality, their actions, their emotions were in his reality, but their spiritual connection with God was an unreality. So in other words, they said, we do works in your name. We cast out demons. We do all these activities. We say, Lord, Lord, we do all of this stuff in your name, but their spiritual life was not his reality. I guess what I'm trying to say is you can do a lot of good stuff for the wrong reason. And you can have the emotion. The fact that they say, Lord, Lord, it's how they would iterate emotion. They would say double name. So if to say double name, the second one increases in intensity. So they're not just saying Lord in the general sense. They're saying Lord in a passionate way. They even had the passion. They had the works and they had the passion, but they didn't have the Spirit of the Father. I'm saying you can have the passion, you can be the biggest, the loudest singer. You can study devotions every day. You can say, Lord, Lord, you can have that intensity, you can have the passion, and you can have the works. I do this, I serve here, I help with this, and I do this. You can have the action, you can have the passion, but not have the spiritual reality of him in your life. Don't take my name in vain. It's the idea, if you're going to wear my name, wear it well. Wear it in a way that brings glory to my name. Does that make sense? So if this whole thing is about wearing his name well and how it's like when you come under the king, you're brought under his kingdom. It's like adoption. A part of it is you're adopted into this family, and I give you my name. We talked about what does it mean to wear his name well. Can we just go a little deeper and talk about honestly, where are the areas in our lives where we struggle to wear his name well, where it's not as simple as loving your neighbor, but the areas where, man, his name comes with a mantle, it comes with a shaping that my self-centered heart sometimes doesn't want to conform to. I mean, honestly, the reality is there's some things about his name that we celebrate and that we worship, and there are also some things about his name where we just struggle. Where are the areas personally, Patty?
Honestly, my area is with my family.
Yeah.
Growing up, I wasn't very close to my parents. I mean, my sister, we're close, but not really. We're not like best friends or anything. And like lately, I mean, it's been getting better for the past couple of years. You know, I've been like really talking to my parents a lot more, but still sometimes I still struggle with like, am I being a good daughter? Like, should I do this or should I don't know. It's really weird. Just even like just being with my mom, and sometimes I sit there, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm kind of, you know, with this awkward silence. So that's where I struggle.
Yeah.
And like I know God wants me to have a relationship with them, and I know like the past is the past. You know, I forgive my parents for all they've done. But sometimes that's where I struggle.
Yeah. In relationships, especially that have conflict, God, how do I wear your name well? When everything in me wants to lean into the awkwardness, the discomfort, or to shrink and hide, how do I show your light? Yeah, that's hard. Janice? Facebook.
It's hard for me to wear Jesus well on Facebook. There's some real idiots on Facebook.
Oh yeah. No, I will amen that, sister.
Yeah, and being patient and thinking carefully about my words and what I say so that it is life-giving.
Yeah.
Regardless of what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. No, I think you're getting a whole lot of amens out of that. Wearing his name well on Facebook is a big deal.
It's in that whole venue. I was thinking about this when I met with a colleague the other day, and we were talking. She's a coach as well, so we're talking about our business and how things are going, and she jumped right out of the blue into asking me questions about God. And in the course of the conversation, it made me think of all the different business contexts that I'm in, and how well do I wear faith? How well do I wear the name of God? Is God's name potent when I'm in the room? Or is it a promise that never comes to fruition?
Ooh, that's good.
And it's been really challenging me in every meeting I've been in since that meeting to be attentive to what that person is going through, not only in the professional issues that we're talking about, but where are they at personally, and where am I? And have I stepped into the day with that awareness of God's presence instead of just being on autopilot spiritually?
Because the reality is, we as Christians, God has placed us as fruit to be nectar, to be sustenance to the world. And how disappointing for them to take a bite and we're not who we say we are. We're that bad avocado. We are that unmet expectation. And it's not to put undue pressure on us, but I think the text, we ought to feel some pressure. He goes through the whole thing. He says, you know that we're a good tree by bearing good fruit. Your office needs to have good fruit in it. Your classroom needs to have good fruit in it. The boardroom needs to have good fruit in it. Your home needs to have a good fruit in it, and it should come from you. But if you're not bearing good fruit, I believe God is saying there are going to be a whole lot of people standing in front of me saying, Lord, Lord, with a whole lot of passion, but I'll say I never knew them because you wore my name in vain. Yeah. Let's keep the conversation going. I kind of want to stop before I get depressed, but we're going to get some guacamole, get some fruit going here. I hope we got some good stuff and we'll keep it going. And I hope you keep the conversation going in your living room. Let's give it up, y'all. Let's go.